We. Hey. Did you like it?
Thank you for joining us on Talking High Culture. We are live tonight. It's another Wednesday. Back
What
at
up,
it again.
everybody? Let's go.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're joining us right now.
We are back again, ladies and gents. It is another beautiful Wednesday at 7 o'clock post meridian Pacific time. You know what it is. We just come at you with the smoking, the talking, the great vibes. So stick with us for another great talk. Let's do it.
And the culture, absolutely. Here at Talking High Culture, we recently discussed on a couple of podcasts ago how we're kind of making a pivot over all the type of content that we're leaning towards. It's a little bit generalized right now. We're deconstructing and then rebuilding back up. But for the time being, I think the most important thing with that is to continue an exciting energy. Like we're all pretty excited for the next steps that we're going to take on our journey. There's plenty of things that we have to be excited for in our lives right now. And I think one thing that brings us together a lot is music, and our resident music appreciator, Christopher over here with the super clean cut. Look at that cut. Look at that.
Just had to keep it, light little change.
There is no
You know?
Scully there whatsoever. That is full 100% Christopher.
The Skullmeister, like the Stiffmeister, my idol,
The skull.
my movie idol. I want to be just like Stifler.
What inspired you to cut your hair?
Yeah, Logan said Stifler. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, I feel like I just need a little bit of change. Like my hair was just kind of like at a point where it was just irritating me a little bit. Like it was at a stage where I couldn't get it to sit the way I wanted to
Sure.
or anything like that.
Mhm.
And also, summer's coming up. It's about to get hot as balls.
Yeah.
So I want to put a little bit of a heat off my neck, especially like since I work indoors at a restaurant. So that means a lot of times I might have to be in
Work.
the kitchen and
Yeah.
like help on the cooking line. So that, and our AC, we got to fix our AC in that place because it sucks. So
It
don't
help-
always want to be sweaty.
It helps to look professional. You look real clean with that. I think that just as much as your last hairstyle, this hairstyle still gives you that bit of like that rocky edge. Like you still got it. Like it still fits the vibe that you are.
Oh yeah.
And again, our resident music appreciator over here, Chris, he's been talking nonstop about one of these new albums that he's recently listened to. So take it away, Chris.
Damn, I can't even tell you. So I've been looking. So recently, like maybe a couple months back, they've been out for a few years, but a couple months back, like I started getting real deep into this band, Sleep Token, and they're hugely popular. But really, I think what got me into them is they really kind of, you can tell they're a band that just focuses on the music, and like they've stated that before, like the few interviews they've got given, they have made it a point. They're one of those bands that has like they wear the mask, they keep their anonymity, very discreet. They're very private, like, and they said like we just want to focus on the music because record labels and media and everything does nothing but push for who's in the band, who's popular.
That's actually interesting because before this, Chris was actually exposing some of their songs to us, and I'm a pretty I like
You
music
can be a
lot.
harsh critic.
Yeah, I like music a lot, and I have a lot of uh, criticalities, I guess you could say, when it comes to music in general. So the stuff that he was showing me wasn't stuff that I particularly liked, or that nothing really jumped out at me. There were parts in songs that jumped out at me, but I typically like a song to be completely whole and something that I can like completely, not just bits and pieces. But that being said, I didn't listen to complete songs. I was just listening to bits and pieces. So uh, with that being said, I'm seeing something on the screen. He's showing us Sleep Token, and I'm seeing a picture of the guy in the mask. And visually, I think visuals do help a lot. Like for say, example, Ghost BC. Like their visual is pretty intense, but their music kind of coincides with their visual part, but it's also like you wouldn't expect that to come from such insane visuals, you know, kind of like Marilyn Manson, shit like that.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, honest, their whole every member of the band, like even like the live videos and stuff I've seen of them, like every backup person is always like in the character and the theme because they have this whole thing where it's they're because the singer goes by the name Vessel. Like he's just a vessel for
That's sick.
like he's yeah being a vessel for this god this god that's named Sleep.
That's sick.
Yeah, so he's just trying to sit there and be like, they want their anonymity so they can focus on, hey, we're just here to present the music and like that we feel like is through these songs, through this like our feeling, through these stories that we're telling about this god, like we're just offering. Like there's a drum video of the drummer, and it's just titled, and he goes by the name Two. The drummer just goes by Two, and
The
he just
number?
says two, yeah, just Two's offering, this song. Like they offer their playing and their music to this, God Sleep is their whole persona.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so their visuals are pretty sick, but what really drove me to them is especially with their new album, they blend a lot of genres where they do get pretty heavy metal at times. Like this dude will belt out some screams.
I have a question,
Yeah.
just really quick before regarding the anonymity. Do you feel that them remaining anonymous does amplify the quality or the message
Yes.
of their music?
Yes, because they stay out of the limelight. Their personal lives aren't being focused on. They're not being focused on how they look, what they're wearing, who they're dressed as, who they're hanging out with, what parties or labels they're going to. Nobody knows anything about them except for this aesthetic, which obviously that's going to, give that mystery of intrigue, which is going to draw people to them.
Mhm.
But them really maintaining this anonymity and being really about it, I feel like does prove that point, and I feel like that drives people to them more because
Mhm.
that's showing artists that are passionate about their craft.
Yeah.
That's showing an artist,
Yeah.
like a true musician. That's like, I don't want the fame,
In
I don't
every
want the
sense of the word.
recognition. I want to be recognized for my work, my contributions, the passion, and my soul that I'm putting out to the world.
I will agree that that is what it sets them as an artist apart from other just typical musicians, right?
Well,
Artists,
no. Actually, I want to real quick, not to cut you off. I want to discern on that. So to me, there's a different. It's musician. Like that's a musician to me.
Mhm.
An artist, I would consider Drake an artist.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? People
So
like that, I would consider him an artist. Where
there is an element to that.
it's also the type of music they do, the type of
Yeah.
produce. You know what I mean?
In the term artist, right? In the term artist, I mean to say someone who uses any art form. Described someone who uses music, right, as the primary art, right, and then using an aesthetic applied over that music visually, right, in the clothing that they wear. That is art, right? So while it is a band, that band is a collection of artists in the true sense of the word, not in the inherently musically in turn, right? Um, they are musicians, they are artists, they are a band. I feel that this is very important to really amplify music as a whole as well, right? Is to separate the person, separate the art from the artist.
So I think where he was going in the regards to what he just said, and he thinks that they're more musicians and Drake is more of an artist. I think what he means is like they're more for the music. What they do is all about the music, and Drake is more about
Like
the whole artistry
yeah,
behind it,
like
less about the
he may
music.
like music and have appreciation
He's
for it.
cool. He's
But
more
like,
about the art of it, like
yeah,
the art of being like a musician,
a performer.
not about being about the music.
Yeah, being more of a performer than a musician.
That's what I would think. To me, I wouldn't even consider Drake an artist because I would consider him a performer, right?
Yeah.
These are
Well, I guess in the term music artist, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I definitely see your guys' point too because yeah, traditionally speaking, more about the persona, more about the artistry of that, and other
yeah,
musicians associated with a performing artist.
yeah. They create an image with their face, like
That's it.
they create a personality,
Mhm.
and it becomes more about that than any of the content that they're actually putting out, any of the songs they're putting out. Like their songs just become, just pop music, pop radio, just another cog in the machine. Where these guys, even though they're not that like mainstream radio as big as some of those artists, they're still massive. They sold out like a Wembley Arena gig within like like 60,000 tickets in like a day.
Okay, that's
And then like another tour, I saw something like they had sold out within minutes for another show, like where it was like 80,000 plus people. Like,
Mhm.
so they're still like being able to do like arena status, which is big for a band like in this era, like this genre of music, I feel like in today's society.
Mhm.
But I feel like that also comes from they're not necessarily just like a metal band or anything. Like
Sure.
this, especially the new album that they just came out with. I since it came out, like just maybe even a week ago, like a few days. Actually, it might not even been a full week yet, or just about a full week. Um, I've been doing nothing but streaming that album back to front. Like, which has been a couple of years since I've been able to do that repeatedly. I maybe have found like a couple albums where I could listen first track to last, be like it's okay, but for me to keep coming back to it is crazy. But they do such a good job of blending so many styles. Like, there's so many R&B elements that are in there. A lot, like there is some hip hop, like rap. Like this man does have some bars in his stuff. Like I'm not gonna lie,
Hmm.
like, but I like the fact that it still maintains like a rock core
Mhm.
for the most part,
Yes.
like in the whole album, but it's very experimental, I would say, is like who they are. And from the songs I've heard and like the live videos I've seen, um, the singer's voice is the man's got incredible range, such vocal control, and you can hear. And if like especially if you're like a fan of this type of music, or like you like if you're a fan of like really like just diving in like soloing on like how a person performs and like
Sure.
plays, um like you can really feel the emotion in his voice in some of the songs, and like analyze what he's saying, and like the way he words things, and like the lyrics that he chooses to put together
Mhm.
like is so eloquent,
Yeah.
and like a very like wide vocabulary, I would say, which is nice to hear than just people that are using just regular words, or like easy words. Like some of the like things that like how he phrases, like, oh, like that's like some old world like
Mhm.
poetry shit. No, but
Yeah.
but like you get what I mean.
Who's another
And
artist
then
that you would compare the way that they use their lyrics in that fashion?
I would say,
Moments.
yeah, I would say Noah Sebastian from Bad Omens.
Okay.
He's a good one.
Mhm.
And then I would also say Landon Towers from The Plot and You, and his
Mhm.
solo stuff. Like some of his stuff can be like he can have a few different like word choices, or just how like like how they phrase
Mhm.
like certain things, even
Yeah.
if it's not like phrasey words that you
Mhm.
don't normally hear every day.
Mhm.
It's still like how it's pieced together is like, oh, like I wouldn't have, I would never have fucking thought of that.
To think of those collection of words to put together. So
Yeah,
um,
and then
comparing it amongst its peers, I feel is important because then it finds its place within the genre, right?
mhm.
Advocating for
At least that on the metal aspect of them
yes.
too, because like R&B wise, like that I would have to like really kind of, that would be like a whole nother deep dive. Like I wouldn't be able to
Mhm.
name that right now, because
Mhm.
that would be a whole nother
Yeah,
comparison
it's a different type
with
of
how their
comparison.
flow is. But and then I'll try to like wrap it up. Like the drum video I watched of their drummer,
Mhm.
the control that this man has. Like I've never watched, like I've watched drummers that are very fluid and precise,
Sure.
but the way that that their drummer is sitting there like in this live video, or like on it's a Drumeo video, definitely go check it out.
Mhm.
But he's literally sitting there like the way he's like snapping his wrist and like super precision,
Uh-huh.
like to hit everything is machine like.
Mhm.
Like
Have you attempted drumming before? Do you drum?
I've attempted it, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm horrible
Mhm.
with keeping up. I can't do the two different tempo thing. I
I've
can't
tried
do the
drumline.
I
I'm not
can't do
very
two
good.
different tempo, like keeping up like on like a 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and like keeping up with like 1, 2, like, and like with a 1, 2,
What instrument do
2,
you
1,
have a
2,
little
3,
bit
1,
better
2, 3,
handle
1,
of?
2. Like that's harder for me, especially keeping in time with. Sorry, especially with keeping time with like your feet too,
Mhm.
to make sure your kicks are good. Make sure you're like switching feet to the hi hat. That's a little bit more too much for me. Um, I have I have messed around with guitar. Like I do know a few chords and like a riff and like a few riffs.
Mhm.
Um, and then bass too. Like
Bass.
I've been able to mess around because those kind of are hand in hand. And my buddy had me try to learn bass a little bit more just because like having a wider hand spread because the frets
Yeah.
are wider and further apart makes
Tip-
it easier.
Today, Logan said he could imagine a guitar in my hand. Personally, I've only played acoustic. I've only ever played piano, really. So I do have a good understanding of like music. Like I can read music. If I were to attempt to learn any other instrument, I feel like I would have a fairly high success rate. Right now, I am practicing piano a little bit more through the melodica. Time and time again, I'll play a little bit of it's like a little piano. And for those who don't know, the melodica is a little piano that has a hose that hooks up into the mouth, right? And then you blow into it.
With the voice box thing.
It's a little bit similar to that. So I have one of those just to kind of keep my piano skills on top of it. And then I tried drums. I tried guitar at that in high school as well. But those two I didn't really take to. Piano is the one that I took to. What about you?
I've only ever tried playing the guitar in middle school, 6th grade. It was a elective, and I quickly got out of that and got a C in it, and I never picked up or tried an instrument again.
Ooh. Would you like to try another instrument?
Hell yeah, I would like to try and do guitar or whatever.
Okay, guitar. Mhm.
Piano's cool. It's not very practical nowadays.
What do you mean? I mean, you learning piano is the same thing as learning a keyboard and a synth, which is so useful because learning a piano is such a beautiful sounding instrument on its own.
Yeah, it is.
But that's this saying learning piano, you include synthesizer, you include keyboards because they're literally the same build, same
Oh, yeah,
everything.
I'm
You're just
saying.
with a keyboard, then you get to do so much more because like you're like, oh, I can add these sounds and you're basically playing other instruments because you know the notes of keys.
Yeah.
What type of songs would you want to play? What type of songs would you want to play if you could play guitar?
Actually, I would want to be a drummer, actually.
He switched it up, folks. Drummer, Logan the drummer, animal, bro.
Drum, drums, bang, bang.
Bang bang. We're gonna go ahead and get a band started now, right? I mean, I can be on the synths, and then we're gonna get these two back at it on the guitars, and then we're gonna go ahead and talk. Oh yeah. Hey, I don't know why I said both of them. We're gonna get you on the drums, get you on the guitar. Uh, I think we can make that work. No?
I don't even know.
Let us know. Let us know, guys.
Anyway,
Logan is going to take some time off next month. So the podcast schedule, we might skip a few casts. We might just skip one or two. We'll see moving forward. But he's going to take some time off. He wants to go camping again. We just came back from a camping trip.
it's partial camping, partial skate tourism for me and my lady. We're trying to go somewhere and car camp and then hit some skate spots wherever in California. And then I was trying to also go cliff jumping somewhere. If we're going to drive somewhere, I also want to go be able to do something that sounds fun. And cliff jumping is one of those things that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I'm down. I'm down for it. I'm with the cliff jumping vibes for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, that sounds fucking cool
Yeah.
as hell.
So where we go, so I looked into cliff jumping spots already, and one of them that jumped out to me was Lake Arrowhead, somewhere in Southern California. Marco's looking it up right now.
Arrowhead.
You should just look it up on Google. Reserve? What is this for car camping? What is this?
Yeah, if you were to reserve a camping spot,
Oh,
just to park your car, right?
Yeah.
That has like
no, we're gonna do fucking
find those pull-offs on the side of the
Exactly. Yeah,
highways because there's a lot of those down there.
we're gonna do recon. We're gonna have cardboard cutouts for our windows.
You said skateboard.
And I also always had this idea to cut down condensation that happens in your car. So what would you think about a bunch of those silicone packets that they put in like jerky to cut down on moisture?
Maybe.
How do you think like a fucking shoebox full of those would do in like cutting down condensation? Do you think it would?
It could be a good experiment to try.
Yeah, right. Do you think it's good to sleep with that many of those?
I don't know.
That many of those? You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll see.
Or you just leave like one window like just barely fucking cracked.
Oh no, you leave them like all barely cracked because, and even then the condensation gets up. Oh, he's going in.
Oh,
Tanzanite, dude, that's insect. It's ass, bro. Tanzanite's trash. Great skate parks. This is a terrible fucking post. I can already tell you.
It's from Visit California. That's the biggest one.
Ripon, Simi Valley.
Santa Monica.
There's Ripon. Skate Lab.
Salem Love.
Skate Lab, Simi Valley, the Cove Skate Park, Santa Monica, Venice Beach Skate Park, obviously Venice Beach,
Vans.
Van Skate Park, Orange, Magdalena, Eggy family. Yeah, they're just saying
YMCA skate
Vans
park.
off the wall. They're saying, yeah, obviously, dude. Oh
Obviously,
my
a
god.
van skate park would be like good because
These are literally 0 on the accessibility scale. Like we're trying to find when people look up that they're looking up like good skate parks that are accessible, not ones that are only in Southern California and around like rich people.
Nice. So what do you want?
Yeah.
So you looked up something, right?
Yeah. So
there's this one channel I'd follow on Instagram that like was like just checking out like skate spot like all the
so
skate
look up
parks in
Linda
Northern
Vista Skate
California.
Park in San Diego. So this is a skate park that we went to for my birthday in 2021, maybe. It was during COVID or 2020 even. Actually, I have the videos for it. I could look, but I think it was 2020 even. I need to double check.
Oh shit, that looks pretty sick.
Yeah, oh, dude, it's so sick. And they have another like
That literally looks like the skate park from Skate One, like the starting skate park. It's got a loop to loop
loop de loop and pole and shoes are looking good.
You go over and back,
It was
left and right.
2021.
Loop to loop, and you pull them tight. With bunny ears and Christmas bow. Lace them
Up and you're ready to go. Loop de loop and pole and the shoes are looking cool. Yeah, there's a bridge that goes over it that people use to like, so you could just be like, are you riding your bike or walking over it? It's hella sick.
Yo, yeah, look, that's the skate park from Skate One.
I don't know about that, but
Well, at least it looks very similar.
similar.
Yeah, probably.
It's definitely a super fun skate. Absolutely fun skate. I don't know if we go to San Diego because I mean, I used to live in SoCal. I mean, we could go through so yeah, it's just a hard decision where we're gonna go. But that's a place that we've been to, and that's kind of like we're trying to go somewhere that's super cool, that's different, that we never really skated. You know what I mean? My girl's into that type of stuff.
You said that. Sorry. You said that you went there before for one of your birthdays.
Yeah.
Uh,
We did a 5-day trip.
Mhm.
Me, my lady, and my brother and his lady. We spent 5 days out there.
what was
4 days.
the
5
most
days.
memorable part about that skate park in particular?
Skate. The most memorable
Yeah,
part or what happened.
which one of these features here you're like, oh, like I can pull that off again, something that you go back to.
So yeah, there was a few gaps. There was a few ramp to gaps that I haven't hit something like that since. That was a day where I was healthy and had a lot of full confidence. I did a lot of stuff that I'd never done that day. I hit my first down rail, board sled down a rail that day. And I hit a lot of like a wedge to a gap that I had to ollie and then land flat. Did that for that first day. I hit my first 8 stair, which I have on footage that first day. So I was just going off, and because I had to, I was like, "Yo, we're never gonna be here again, probably." So I might as well, get what I can, get done. And we actually met a guy named Enzo. I'll never really forget his name. He was from Hawaii. He had just moved to LA and he skated with us. I have him in a video hyping me up to do that board slide down a rail. And yeah, I thought that was pretty sick. So that was pretty memorable. Those rails, the gaps, like it's a pretty altogether fun park.
That something that you said definitely stood out to me. You said the feeling of I'm never going to get to do this again. Um, when you said that, what struck out to me is a moment that I had traveling to Oregon. There's a waterfall called Multnomah Falls out along the Columbia Gorge, and when you go up one of those trails, there is actually like a side little creek where you can kind of go and kind of explore. And then there's a pool of water that does have a cliff that oversees it. And you mentioned cliff jumping. I I had the opportunity to jump off of a little cliffside into that pool of water, and it was probably one of the only times where I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I'm fucking terrified of doing this, but everybody else is doing it, so I mean, clearly it's safe enough to do this.
I live
At
for
the
that.
very least, right?
I live for that, bro.
And also that feeling of I'm never going to get the chance to do this again, so I might as well do it.
Yeah.
Right. Because I did not know when I was going to be with that group of people being able to do that. And I had the time of my life. It was so crazy. So I live for that moment in a sense too. Is like, hey, I want to put myself in situations where like, yeah, I'm never going to get a chance to do this again. So I might as well do it and take the opportunity. Uh, Join us in creating excitement. Juice is something that I feel that we in particular have to cultivate a little bit more here at Talking High Culture. All right, we got to get a little bit more excited about what we got coming up.
Have you
And
ever at least been like bridge jumping?
bridge jumping?
Yeah, have you ever at least done that?
No, the only time that I jumped from heights to that extent was that one time
Oh, damn.
in Multnomah Falls. Sorry. Yeah, did you turn it off? No, it's going. It's still going.
It was blinking.
It was blinking.
I think I actually pressed the button. It's
Oh,
blinking.
is it still blinking?
Yes. It's an accidental press.
It's okay.
Leave it to Chris.
There you go. All right, cool.
But
Hey,
the bridge jump used to be a regular thing for me back in the summers with me and my friends, especially like living near the shore. Like there's a lot and like having like the bays and everything. So there was a lot of places for us to go.
You know, what's crazy?
Fizzle.
Fizzle. What up, Fizzle? What's he saying?
Well, hello there, ladies.
Oh, I thought he said
The name Linda Vista always reminds me of that one viral video. Linda, honey,
Linda, honey.
you're not listening to me. We can have cookies at grandma's house. Linda, honey, mira, come down.
listen, honey.
Talking to his dad.
Open that door.
There's a
Open
place
that
in Michigan called Lotus Park on the American River.
There's a place I used to go called Lotus Park on the American River.
I want to be something.
What are you doing?
Briefcase Taco, what up, bro?
Who's Briefcase
Oh,
Taco?
is that a new one?
I don't know who
I'll-
Briefcase Taco is.
Yo, hey, what up, Briefcase?
What up, Briefcase Taco? You have a sick name.
Hell yeah, yo, what are you smoking, bro? Thanks for joining. Thanks for hitting the chat.
Thank you for joining us, Briefcase Taco. If this is the first time that you're joining us, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, please, and thank you. We'd much
Rip that
appreciate
bong,
it.
Logan.
There's some dope Eddies. Oh, sweet. Taking some Eddies.
Dope Eddie. Yeah, let's go, Fizz.
Briefcase Taco.
Ribbit.
What are you doing right now?
Where's that cloud?
Thank
Where's
you for
that
joining
cloud?
us.
Been here before. Well, welcome back. We
Welcome
appreciate you
back.
tuning
Welcome
in.
back. Thank you so much.
You can jump off of old structures into the river. Yo, that actually sounds pretty sweet.
Old structures?
I love jumping on shit off shit into the water.
Old structure. I barely know her.
Oh my god. Holy shit. See, I wish that YouTube was able to show us who subbed us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank
very
you.
much a thank you because it's not possible for us to
Thank
go to our
you.
sub list and to see who's exactly subbing us. Is there?
Recently it showed see who subscribed to you, and I clicked that thing, but it only showed like the last 15 people who were subscribed.
See? Yeah. So I wish we were able to see exactly who so we could be like, yeah. But thank you, Briefcase.
Thank
we
you so much.
appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, we're talking about where we're trying to go, where I'm trying to go for vacation in a month, and yeah, we're trying. we're also talking about cliff jumping,
Yeah.
which when if the water's deep enough, you could bet your boys jumping. I don't give a fuck. If the water's deep enough, then I have nothing to be scared of. That's for damn sure, dude.
Speaking of jumping into water, what about cold plunge?
I could do cold plunge.
Yeah, because when we went to Monterey, he went straight into the water, and I imagine that was very cold. And the same thing with
So
Tahoe.
it was definitely super cold. Yeah, I was the only person who stayed in the water in Tahoe, and I actually was just literally swimming in it, and it was fucking cold.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in May.
Mm-hmm.
That was in May last year, and I was doing that, so it was cold, cold. It was not hot at that point, and it was windy outside. So, and I was dealing with that easy. And then we went to Monterey, did the same thing. At first, when you go to feel the water when it's coming up, and you feel it, and you're like, oh damn, it's not, it's like lukewarm. And I told Marco to feel it, and I'm like, yo, feel the water. It's like lukewarm. That's crazy. And then I go to hop in the water, shorts on, and once I get it, I'm like, oh no, it's freaking cold.
Yeah.
But at that point, I committed, so I was just like running in the water for a little bit to get warm, and then I was just getting deeper in the water, like running back and forth until I finally just said, "Fuck it, I'm getting it." And then as I was running, I was splashing myself to be, and I was like,
I only went knee deep in that water. My son, he as well also went knee deep. We rolled up his pants.
way.
Yeah, he went
No
knee
way.
deep. Yeah. Well, because it went.
didn't think it was trying to kill
No, he didn't think it was trying to kill him. I know.
I'm literally in it.
The splash, the tide, what is it called? The tide. That it went straight up to his knee, and he stood there, and he's like, "Okay, I'm turning back." Right, and then it came up again. He was just like, "Okay, I'm staying still." Right, he didn't want to get pulled away. Right, so I was like, "Dude, plant your feet, plant your feet." Right? And
really kept taking a step at a time, knocked him over, and he just like went dumb.
yeah, he was having the time of his life there. It's so fun to see, a little version of yourself just have the time of their life, and you're like, yeah, dude, like this is what it's about.
Was that his first time at the beach?
No, he's been to Santa Cruz Beach a couple of times.
Oh, when he was younger. How young?
About a year ago was the
Okay,
last time. Yeah,
okay.
once that cold water.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's every it's every like pit that you have. So it's first pit is always your knee pit, then it's your nut pit, then it's your arm pit.
When it gets a gooch, it's over.
No, because like your upper body's still a thing too.
No, but it's not, like I said, I feel like it's the hardest.
It's one of the
gooch
hardest.
and the nips.
But dude, like your stomach is.
those are the two hardest.
So you ever tried fucking putting something cold on your stomach and you're like, oh, you're like, no, don't do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm talking without the mic.
Yeah, okay.
That
And what
doesn't
Chris
hurt
was
as bad
saying,
without the gooch and the nips. That's for me.
it used to be a challenge for me as a kid to like lift up my shirt with a and have a cold pack and put it on my stomach and try to be like tough about it.
That wasn't that bad for me. If I think
Doing that smart water bottle. Let me see that shit. Oh, it's hard.
it's not even that cold though.
Okay, fine. He did. Okay. Have any of you guys done a round of Hollow Knight? Hollow Knight yet?
It's not even that cold.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
It's not even that cold. Like it's not even that cold.
All right, guys, you're seeing my stomach.
Hollow Knight. Never played Hollow Knight.
All right, so y'all got a tip for that now.
It's a side.
Case Taco, I did that for you.
Hey, Halo Knight.
That'd
We got Master Chief in that shit. That'd be hilarious.
be wild.
But haven't played a Hollow Knight actually. Wait, am I thinking Shovel?
I've seen the game before, but I haven't actually played it myself.
Yeah, I've never played it.
I've played a little bit of Hollow Knight, but I have not played enough to really like be familiar with like anything. It was like just in passing. I got a chance to play around with it, but I don't think that we particularly know how popular it is. But I do understand like that it is quite a popular game. My son has a video on YouTube about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool! Hell yeah! That's pretty sick.
Yo, well, you know what else is pretty sick? It looks like you're about to whip out some flour there, Marco.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break to
Ooh.
discuss this Ember Valley.
Ooh, what
flower.
we got going on? Take it away.
From Ember Valley, we have a crossbow that is a hybrid flower from Ember Valley.
And Marco's about to unbox us and unbox us. Oh my gosh! And unbox it and show us, dude. I am Let's ski. I can barely even talk. Oh my gosh. Briefcase taco fizzle gig in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Briefcase taco in the chat. Let's go. Let's go.
Let us know.
The crossbow is a cross from Moonbow number 75 and Planet Purple F2. It's got a crap ton of myrcene, caryophyllene, and a hell of a lot of limonene. Yeah.
What was the packaging date?
The packaging date on this was
Oh wow. It's pretty stuff. 4/23/2025. Oh,
yeah,
and
that's not even a full month ago. and
looks
I've already-
wise, it is very unassuming looks wise, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to say anything's jumping out at me. It looks like some weed.
We've honestly been a little bit jaded by cannabis recently.
But honestly, even if I wasn't jaded by cannabis, I smoked weed as a kid that had orange hairs looking crazy. So I, even as a 12-year-old, I was smoking some crazy weed. And this is, yeah, it's not. It's I'm very unassuming.
Let's see. First impressions. Since I'm not that jaded, since I
Come
don't smoke as
on.
much as you guys anymore, but at the same time, I'm slightly jaded just because
You have the same opinion as I do.
Yeah, it doesn't look anything special.
Exactly. It's very unassuming. It's better hit on the smell or the smoke. If it doesn't, then it is what it looks. So we're about to find out, ladies and gents. This is Crossbow from Ember Valley. Dun, dun,
First
dun,
notes,
dun,
Marco.
dun, 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 dun,
Well,
dun, 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 dun. First waft. Ooh, he's cleaning the palate. Got to get that second waft. Ooh, great second inhale right there.
how are you now?
It has a little bit of like a sherbety grapeness to it.
Ooh, I'm actually digging that, ladies and gents. Oh my gosh, that's candy. That's sweet. Ain't no, there's a little bit of gas, but it's not much, but it's bringing everything together. Oh yeah, ladies and gents, that is nice.
So first we get in there. Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
How are you now? Oh,
Ooh, ooh. My lady.
now you're really in there.
Now you're really talking to me. She's speaking to you.
Actually, yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's definitely sherbet, but like it's definitely more of like
Grind her up. Yo, I'm ready
I
to
don't know,
smell
that's
that ground up.
there's something else to it. There is definitely like a lemony sherbet in there, maybe a little or not lemony. There's some type of like an extra fruit, not just regular.
I agree.
There's something else in there.
It's a citrus mixed with like a berry and then sweet,
Yeah.
and then sweet.
Yeah, yeah. But there's some I feel like there's a little savoriness in there.
Yeah. And that's where you get a terpene style that it's like it's not citrus or it's berry, it's both.
Yeah.
You know, so
I
it's
wonder
like-
how it's gonna smell.
I guarantee you there's a fruit that we just haven't like tasted yet that can explain that. Don't you dare touch my I'm just kidding. My bad. I should have had that.
The forbidden fruit.
My God, Marco.
Really?
God, man. Once he became a dad, he became certified in these.
It's like all of a sudden it just happens. Like the knowledge is just imparted on you the day your son's born or your child. Like
he sees
it's
the light.
like you wake up in the morning. And it's like you wake up like yeah, just a flashlight. Like you're just traveling through space, almost like one of those types of moments in like a cartoon. Someone gets a bunch of knowledge and it's just like
Getting all the dad jokes. I'm getting all the dad. Okay.
he starts getting
First hit of the
he starts
crossbow.
getting reports in the morning after he wakes up. Like you know you're mumbling dad jokes in your sleep all night, and they're like, I don't know a single dad joke. But then the second the moment
I'm
presents
pregnant.
like the second the moment presents itself to you, like it's just like you're automatic like like you just rambling off. You're like, wait, how did I do that?
How did I do that?
How did I do that? The first take.
Oh.
Oh, that face, all right. Let's go. Let's go.
It's like a lemon cereal. Actually, it's very Fruit Loops. It's very Fruit Loops.
Let's go. Even on the second hit, I got that. Yo, I'm fucking with this.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that's good shit. Ember Valley.
That's like so yeah, some Fruit Loop with a little bit more zesty, like lemon zesty.
Oh, Briquez Taco got a dad joke for us.
All dad jokes are corny.
Shoot.
What that joke is?
That's what makes them great.
What's your best dad joke?
I don't have one.
Honestly, honestly, dad jokes
You should.
come in the moment.
You should. You're the dad
Yeah, I know.
between all of us.
Dad jokes definitely come in the moment.
My favorite dad joke is when a waiter comes up and asks you if you enjoyed everything, and the dad's like, "Can't you tell?" And then all the plates are empty, and he's like, "We hated it," or whatever, like something like that.
My favorite dad joke.
Dad joke. My favorite dad joke.
My favorite dad joke is when the waiter asks if you'd like a box for the food, and you say, "No, I don't want to fight."
That was actually funny.
What is a Jamaican's favorite cereal?
Fuck. We gotta get it before he says it.
Apple Jacks.
Something like
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
cinnamon, fuck. God damn it. Cinnamon toast crunch.
No.
Stay with a Rasta, a Jamaican. Probably has to do with weed. Fuck. I don't know. What is it? God damn it, briefcase. You got me thinking. Wagwan. Wagwan.
Rice Krispies? I don't know.
Oh my god.
No, what's with the cinnamon?
The one with cinnamon.
Okay, yeah.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I think the timing and the saying on that is where it comes from. What's another? Fuck, I'm trying to think of a dad joke, but I really can't think of one. Like it's like the hey Apple, hey Apple, hey Apple. Like, wouldn't you stop playing saying Apple, or like Orange You Glad I didn't say Apple like that again, or something like that.
That's a knock-on joke.
What was the one that we did? Oh, Monica.
Yeah.
Never mind. We can't do that. He said, "I approve." And Fizzle said, "I approve." Hey, we appreciate the support from the chat support. I'm digging this. I'm digging the discourse.
One of my favorite dad jokes is whenever I see the construction signs on the road that says "Road Works."
I hope so.
I sure hope it does.
Top tier dad joke right there. That's A tier right there. That's also a Vine. I think that stemmed from Vine. Let's see. Fuck. Not a joke, but dad tax is hilarious as a thing. I think it's hilarious because
Dad tax
you
for
could
sure.
goddamn believe it's definitely funnier in person. I would think so. That
Mhm.
yeah, because the accent and the timing plays. Okay. Why do Norwegians paint barcodes on their battleships?
Oh, I got it. Because they're Scandinavian.
Yeah. Just Scandinavian.
I hope that's the answer. I put that together just from context.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Oh, so they can.
So they can Scandinavian.
Scandinavian. Oh. Okay. I was close.
Yeah,
Close. It's close with the Scandinavian, but the wording's better with that. I get it. Yeah.
All right. For clips, Chris set it up and then Logan pay it off.
Oh shit.
Wait, what? What are we setting up?
Okay.
What joke?
Just say it again.
Okay.
So why do Norwegians paint barcodes on their battleships?
Do I say the answer?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Let's do that one. I don't know how you do it this time. Why do Norwegians paint barcodes on their battleships?
So they can Scandinavian.
Oh my god.
Okay. I see it.
Oh, why do nurses love red crayons? Briefcase said, "That's hilarious. I do traffic control. I'm doing traffic control right now in San Jose. Watching you the Christmas truck." Briefcase, we fucking love you.
Thank you so much, Briefcase Taco. We're gonna go ahead and use your Jamaican cinnamon joke in one of our clips. So we're shut you out on that one. Appreciate you on that.
Hell
Thank you.
yeah.
Same thing with yours, Fizzlegate. We're gonna go ahead and chop that one up and we'll share it to you.
So wait, why they love the red crayons though?
Because sometimes they have to draw blood. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is so. I'd be like, dude, what you fucking telling me right now? I'd be like, what are you saying?
Dude, that's tough.
It's like a Theo Von joke.
Damn, I feel like I can't think of anyone. Like I feel like I know, but I just can't think of who like on the spot right now.
You know, sometimes when I
little
want to
too high.
say it, I just write it down.
Maybe.
Mallard Luther King. You saw that?
Yeah, I see that. Mallard Luther King over here.
Because sometimes I have to draw blood. Dude, I'm blanking. I blank on the spot. You never like fuck, bro. I don't think I'd be too clutch of a player. Like, oh man, oh, I'm not that clutch of a
Jesus
player because
Christ.
I've dropped the game-winning pass before. Oh my god, and I know what it feels like, bro.
Fucking Lula.
Oh god, it sucks to admit that because my record wouldn't state that
There's something to say.
I'm a clutch player. Lola, do you have something to say to the people? Nothing. Nothing to say to the people. The true measure of a dad joke is how long your kids spend sitting in the corner, rocking back and forth, mumbling to themselves. I should have seen that coming. Why do farmers fuck sheep at the edge of a
What the?
Oh, this is a dad joke for sure.
It's more like an uncle joke.
Yeah.
This one seems more like an uncle joke, actually. This is a joke that Logan would tell my son when I'm not around.
Hey Alonzo, why do farmers? We're just driving around.
Oh, it's Steve.
He's like, huh?
You said the F word?
Yeah, exactly, bro. He's quick, bro. So they push back. Brrr.
What the heck?
Bruh, get me out of here. I want to be the person I was 10 seconds ago, dude. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Unfortunately, you can't unsee. things.
Oh my, dude, I don't even want to think of that.
I wish I was illiterate.
I wish I didn't understand jokes. I wish I was like, yeah, illiterate to jokes. Yeah. Oh, bro, fuck. The physical gig? No.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, that visual is absolutely horrendously terrible.
Oh.
Really, bro?
You know what we should so chat, let us know how you feel because we actually finally Marco downloaded it today, managed to get it done. Your boy's about to take over the Smite League, so keep an eye out on THC, coming up in Smite.
Yeah, we've been playing Smite lately because that's all. I mean, I kind of fuck with Heroes of the Storm. Blizzard is a Blizzard game, which is
Mhm.
basically a League of Legends like
Rip off.
ripoff. And I played that back in the day, and me and my stepbrother were pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I enjoy like
I like those type of the lane defense games. Like I
Yeah.
played like Overwatch. I played League before. Paladins I played, which was like a little
I played Paladins. Yeah.
yeah, Paladins was kind of fun. And then yeah, I played Smite before, but no, definitely get back into it and I kind of like yeah, it's fun again.
Yeah, I mean, but when was the last time you online gamed with your homies?
Oh, it's been a long time, years.
What do you
years.
do? What do you get when you
You-
combine Banned from Zero for starters? That one is fucking hilarious, dude. That one's easy to pull off. That one's easy to pull off in like a normal conversation at work. Like you just have to hit that timing. I'll practice right now. Rivals is fun. Yeah, we know you have a PC/PS5, Fizzle. We get it, okay. All three of us are broke boys, okay.
I have an Xbox and a PS4.
I mean,
But I'm playing on the Xbox.
Yeah. He was trying to play on the Switch, but they don't have that. And then now he's playing on the PC. So the laptop, not yeah. I guess you could call it a PC. So yeah, well, none of us can play Rivals except him. I wish I could. If it was on PS4, dude, she's not moving. She doesn't give a fuck. PlayStation, yeah. Tell me about it, Fizzle. I barely even started playing games this year, right? Like just this month, I started playing games again.
Yeah, honestly,
PC Master
I've
God
been taking a
Race.
break.
I don't disagree with that. It's just I haven't. My priorities aren't for a computer right now. Not that I don't want to get that computer still. You know how that is. I still haven't been down in Natomas or
I,
out to Sac.
I would like to just, as far as like, being a
Yeah.
gamer is
Why did I
concerned,
say Natomas? Don't. Yeah, disregard what I just said.
as far
say it again.
as far as being a gamer is concerned, I would like to just, I do admit that the PS5 Pro would be the better use of $500. However, I am on record to be a Nintendo fanboy, so that is just something where I choose to put my money towards the Nintendo Switch 2 at this time, um, because I feel that as far as content creation goes, while there is definitely a lane for PS5 content creation, that market is starting to get a little bit saturated at this point in time because the PS5 is becoming a little bit more available. Uh, so I would like to jump into the streaming and the digital and gaming marketing lifestyle associated with the Nintendo Switch 2. Uh,
From the fridge? Can you grab me a Heineken from the fridge though?
What?
One of these bad boys.
I feel like just jumping in on with the Nintendo Switch 2 in that aspect, and with Mario Kart World, and then the different type of games, the different type of exposure just around that will help this channel and then help our content grow as a whole, because talking high culture is kind of more of a vibe now. It's not necessarily inherently going to be about cannabis. If you've noticed on our social medias, we're doing a little bit more comedy, just a little bit more, this is the vibe, this is what we're doing, this is us, because that is what talking high culture is. It's what we're doing, it's us just having these conversations. We're able to talk about the different types of things that all bring us together. Sure, we still smoke weed in the background, but as you can see, it's not the primary focus. It's off camera. It's just something that we're doing. I know I told you he got in, but we did the math, and he's going on full ride.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
That's
Thanks for
pretty.
that, fool.
Damn. That's pretty sick.
Good for him.
Hell yeah,
He could have the college experience.
the college experience. I tried. Well, I did.
That's sick though. Good for him. That's so tight.
Uh, did he get a chance to check out the campus at all yet?
Tap that shit. Tap it with that jar. Um. Here we go. Let's make a clip right here. Whoa, that's plastic. You're crazy.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, it's fine. You said camp. Wait, what?
The jar. Glass jar. Yeah, you just have to stop it up for a second. Come on, you know physics.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I do know physics. Actually, Logan, I do have a question for you about physics. I wanted to ask you.
Anyway.
No. It's just in a general sense. What do you know about physics, or what about physics like is something that does excite you, right? Like, or that you do find interesting? Like, what's just the physics concept that you do find interesting?
I've always been a kid that prided myself on trajectory and stuff. I mean, I don't know what that has to do with physics, but it has to do with motion,
Yeah.
like inertia,
Uh-huh.
all that good stuff.
No, like
Momentum.
momentum. The reason why I ask is because I've talked with Logan a couple of times. In addition to social media marketing and what I'm aiming to do with that. Ultimately, the goal is to fund me and my prospects of being a writer, right? So that way I can spend time to actually sit down and write out something that I hope to be on par with things in Marvel, things in DC. At least my attempt in that direction, as far as like having my own intellectual property. Having that said, powers and stuff like that, superhero stuff is something that we as nerds just kind of nerd out during work. And I think that concepts and powers based in physics and science do tend to have payoffs and being interesting. So like you're thinking of like momentum and trajectory, like a superpower that would have the ability to control like inertia, right? Like so something that like let's say a character is running at another one, and then they're able to just stop the momentum, right? And that is their power. Their power is just to instantly stop people's momentum, like just take out the complete force of that, right?
Something like that.
Based off of physics and things like that. Those types of
The ability to halt momentum
Yes.
would be a crazy OP power because there's so many degrees that you could do. And like, especially if you can really control, like
Mhm.
when you like, if you can cease it and then control like the force of that's there. Like,
Yeah.
if there's some ability like that,
Your name is momentum.
you know, all you have to do is sit there and like, you trip someone, freeze their momentum for a second, and then you can just be like, okay, now I'm just going to increase the momentum of your fall
yeah,
from like a 5-inch fall, like, you know, a 3-foot fall for your face is going to feel now like you fell from 100 stories.
yeah, just
Real quick, just
yeah.
you know what I mean?
The anti-speedster, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
That would be a
Yeah.
wild power to
Anti-speedster.
because you could literally just pause people.
Yeah, but like yeah, kind of like really describing that and putting it down into something would be interesting. Trying to like branch it off into new things, like
Yeah.
how to write the lore behind that and
Yeah.
like what it actually is, describing it and stuff. Maybe give it a timer. Exactly. Yeah, when you start writing stuff like that, but
Yeah. So, just to kind of share, nobody steal this
Place for
idea.
like 2 seconds.
AI can't even steal this idea. I don't know. Right?
It already has.
It already has. It already has stolen this idea. No,
Like Talking High Culture is talking about it.
but ultimately, what I'm saying is that writing and even things like learning through books and other literature and of all kinds, pop culture, works of our own, and then things that we know of through history, because we have talked history here. You know, we have made our attempts to discuss, you know, what we do know about history and reference what we do know. It's all about just having a conversation and elevating these conversations to be able to just share what we know out there and hopefully not spread misinformation. And that's one thing that I feel is very important here at Talking High Culture is even if we do say anything that may come across a little bit like misinformed, we do try to circle back and correct ourselves or at least make the attempt to. And we always want to make sure that that's always prioritized. And that's one thing I wanted to make. I think Chris is having an emotional reaction to my words. It's okay. He said that what I said was the most powerful and moving speech.
Preposterously powerful thing he's ever experienced in his life.
Exactly. And
You magnanimous motherfucker.
Magnanimous.
magnanimous. I dropped my magnanimous.
I like that you refer setup.
Thank you everybody for joining us on this ride so far. We love being here. We want to do video game stuff. They're talking about Smite. We're talking about Nintendo Switch 2. We're very excited for that stuff. We're very excited for all things coming forward and Talking High Culture.
That's funny. You read it.
Make a TV show akin to Lucifer in the style of Thor Ragnarok, where the old gods have to get day jobs because they have no worshippers, and they have to get worshippers by doing a good job. Call it Monday Morning Gods. Yeah, all right.
I give it. I watch it. I give it a 3-episode rule at least.
Mhm. That sounds a little, not a little bit, but
That would get like 5 to 6 episodes.
have you seen Loki on Disney Plus?
Yeah, I liked it.
So
Enjoyed it.
that went more in the adventure Loki story route, which obviously that was its own thing. But if it had gone more in that office, more mundane route, it would be something that sounds a little bit more like that,
I
right?
think so.
Yeah,
Main
yeah.
character Dionysus. Okay, I like that. God of Wine. Picture girl. It looks like
Valkyrie from Marvel.
Okay, I can do that.
You know, I appreciate
Yeah, I like her.
I appreciate mythology and references like that, and that's why they're trying to get me
Mhm.
on Smite because I understand that as I understand, Smite has a lot of like mythological references, right?
So many cultures that you
Dude,
don't even thought of.
I'm about to buy a god when we get off the pod and we're about to go gear up to game after this. I'm about to buy a god that I was looking at earlier with Chris
Oh.
yesterday.
Who?
Ahern. He's the lion dude who has a spear and shit.
Oh, okay.
I was reading his stuff and
That's
I'm
not
really
bad.
interested and I think I'm gonna buy him. He's a hunter, so I still haven't branched off to any warriors or guardians or anything. I've only played like one time of each class.
There's a Guardian that I'm definitely gonna get. The Riser, the guy, the Thunder God, when he has the drum kit. I played him before in the past when I used to play. He's pretty fun. He's a good one to use.
Nice.
Who's the developers of Smite again? I just seen their logo, but I can't remember.
High res.
High
Yeah, I
res,
think
yeah,
High
that
Res,
sounds
yeah.
right. Yeah, because that's what I seen. High res. I know that you are not sponsoring us, but if you'd like to, we're always open, available. We're gonna go ahead and practice Smite as it currently stands, and then until you force us to jump over to Smite 2, because we're gonna get better at this. Whoa.
Or she didn't realize it was. Oh, you get people that were supposed to do. They're gonna watch his actual worship. Hermes. Okay, Hermes.
Yeah, I'd read that.
But Hermes makes sense that he's the messenger of the gods, so it makes sense that'd be a recurring character in a show about like Greek gods.
Yeah, I'd read that.
And then, but that's crazy though. But I understand
Hmm.
because that is part of like Dionysus's thing, is the god of like indulgence and wine, and all that. But like,
Sure.
I do get the aspect of like realizes, yeah, that's not the only like charge that the god has, because honestly, I forget the other things, but I know it was in charge of a few different like aspects.
A question. Have you guys have either of you two seen Lucifer, the show he's referencing?
I've seen clips. I haven't watched it yet. Definitely tried to get me to watch it. But I haven't got. That's the one show so far I haven't. But I feel like when I do, I will, because all the other shows that were in that same CW universe that like
Yeah.
she got me to watch, I liked.
So,
In Supernatural and all that. Like all those shows. Like I ended up being like, okay, I'm emotionally invested.
I have a follow up question on Supernatural, but first I'll touch on Lucifer. So I have seen Lucifer. I watched it with Melina. I thought it was a pretty great show, and it wasn't until about halfway through that I realized that they were the CW, that there was a tangent to the rest of the CW stuff and the rest of DC, and that it was actually tangent to DC as a whole. Like it was that Lucifer that they're referencing in that context, right?
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. I was like, oh shit! Like, so it's a little bit more subtle, but that is the Lucifer. Because if you follow the Lucifer comics, like it does loosely follow like what's going on there in that aspect of the TV show. And I was very impressed by just how they just hit the right story beats. Everything was condensed. Everything. It wasn't like
Yeah.
one to one.
Definitely really fast.
Did I say DC? I'm sorry. Wait, is it Marvel?
Well, I mean,
Because it was on the CW.
yeah, but I thought Lucifer is DC and Marvel's version is Mephisto.
Uh, Not that I don't believe you, Fizzlegate.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, DC has Lucifer, where Marvel has Mephisto as like their like devil, like their, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was, not that I didn't believe it, I just wanted to make sure because I was like, okay, I had to see it for myself. But yeah,
Is that the blood DK? Is that your profile pic? The blood DK? Physically? Is that what I'm seeing? Is that the blood? I swear to God, that's the blood DK. The Blood Death Knight. That's
Secret
what I'm seeing
Invasion is
right now.
pile of crap, and then Acolyte is another pile of crap show. Secret Invasion honestly was shit.
yeah,
I'm not
agreed.
gonna lie.
Agreed.
Acolyte,
Was not for me.
all right,
You didn't like it.
there's parts of it that I did enjoy. I'm not gonna like
exactly.
there were moments of it I enjoyed, but overall, like it didn't have me like excited. Like it could have been done better. Like I did like getting to see like the Wookiee, the Wookiee Jedi. I did like getting to see that. I don't like the fact. Actually, the villain was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. What's his name? The fact that you can't remember though, it's kind of.
I forget his name, but like I liked the character. I liked the interesting aspect, like including like deflecting the blast, like the hidden saber thing. I felt like was just a cool aspect.
Oh yeah.
which has been included in all really like accurate lore.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. For me, like things
Not
like
for
that
me,
hit the
not
right
for me.
beats. For me, things like that hit the right beats. But like the whole story that they were taking
The
everything
story
else.
sucked.
kind of did suck. I didn't feel like I understood where it was going. I had hope for something, but then like a lot of the decisions that they made, the main character girl's take, it just didn't really like make sense for me as far as like story beats go. But that is the reason why I feel like it failed, is because it failed to garner in people's investment, right?
Yeah.
It really like it would be fine. Everything, all the criticism that I got would have been fine if it had just actually kept people invested, but it did not. It was not good story wise.
Hungry
Oh shit!
Yeah.
But hold on,
I almost don't care
I'm
if they
just
ever
kind of
bring
like upset
Mephisto.
that I never realized that Fizzgig's name was based from Dark Crystal.
I didn't what
Oh shit!
I don't know what that is.
Oh
So
yeah,
it says
you wouldn't know.
I almost don't
It's
care if they
no,
ever.
it's an older movie.
Yeah.
Like even still out of my time, but I watched it from like my brother, my sister, and shit.
It says I almost don't care if they ever bring Mephisto anymore. They've been running so many characters. Daredevil Born Again, where they turned Kingpin into Cuckpin. The Wookiee Jedi, they did nothing with. Yeah, they didn't do
They
anything.
didn't do enough, but it was just nice to actually at least see
They
the
should have.
inclusion. But
So,
they could have done them so much more justice. Like
so my take on
I, my last comment. They cheapened like the bleeding of the Kyber crystal with her just kind of doing it like accidentally, like, and that's not how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be just easy, like what? Because otherwise, why didn't Anakin save her like turn automatically? Like, you know what I mean? Like when he's sitting there slaying younglings,
yeah,
this girl's just having like
it's my little.
a hissy fit and her shit turns red. There's no way. Otherwise, Anakin would have been had a red lightsaber.
Yeah, the different strokes for different folks, maybe. But as far as Daredevil, I actually really like where they took Daredevil as a whole. That they could, they could do without turning Kingpin as that. But I do think that it was an alternative take that they had to do, considering a lot of the reshoots that were involved. And when you say it like that, it definitely is certainly coming across as a choice, and it's an interesting choice. When you just say it so out loud like that, like the fact that they kind of turned him into a cut does kind of be like, wow,
Yeah.
yeah, they really did do that
Yo,
to him.
the Walk-a-Light sounds so. Nah, Walk-a-Light. The Walk-a-Light
Yeah.
sounds so better because it's like walk, 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 walk.
Mhm.
What you
Uh,
know about the walk card?
Walk hard.
Yeah, Disney can't unfuck themselves because they're what's it called? South Park did them because they are
Well,
the Pandaverse.
they're too
Pandaverse.
focused on marketing. Yeah,
Too focused on pandering.
yeah, exactly right. I wouldn't call it pandering in that harshest sense that like, oh, like they're just catering to everyone for the sole purpose of catering to everyone. They're catering to everyone for the sole purpose of a bottom dollar, and I think that's very important when you consider business and where you put people, where people put their money.
Oh,
And
they ruined the Kyber crystal for sure. Hey,
yeah.
briefcase knows.
um, and things that don't work out, like as far as the accolade, like yeah, like people didn't get invested. People have all these takes, like
Snow White.
yeah, Snow White. Like when when you don't have something, when you don't have something that actually can get people invested into a project. Uh,
Lilo and Stitch, though, I'm actually kind of hyped for. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm hyped for that live action. I've never been hyped for any live action they've done. I'm low key hyped for Lilo and Stitch. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm definitely here for what I've seen. I was nervous, but from like what I've seen, like I watched on YouTube today the music video for the guy from American Idol that did the Somewhere Over the Rainbow song, like the bigger Hawaiian guy, Ian Tongi.
Israel Kimaka Viavole or something like that.
yeah,
No.
I don't know. I honestly, I understand the excitement for Lilo and Stitch. Bless you. I understand the excitement for Lilo and Stitch, but when
It,
I saw the trailers, it's just, to me, I look at that and I'm like, okay, that's a movie, and I see the appeal. But I love original Lilo and Stitch, and I don't know why. Maybe it's like my nostalgia like this is the first time where I'm like, in most of the cases, the live action remakes, I'm like, I'm like, hey, look, it's a movie, it's for somebody. And this one, I understand that, but for me, I'm like, damn, this one's not in particular for me. Like, I love original Lilo and Stitch, and I think my nostalgia is getting in the way for that. This is the first time where I'm actually experiencing that, like, nostalgia blindness, I feel. But I do, I obviously still hope the best for the movie, and I want people to like it because I mean, it's ultimately just again, Disney has the bottom dollar to make. There's so many people who already need to get paid and have gotten paid for doing that movie, and everybody's got to get their paycheck. And I feel like that's important. It's the same thing here. Like this is all an investment of working together to you know to cut a paycheck.
The chicken and
Oh my god.
I love a good train.
They have done some retellings of some shit, which is kind of they shouldn't do. Also, hey, I won't shit on Winnie the Pooh. I'll be a sucker for Winnie the Pooh. I'll admit that. You can't go wrong with that.
When the Winnie the Pooh live action, you saw that?
I think I saw it once.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I think that was back when I was dating an ex who had a kid
I haven't seen it.
with Ewan McGregor in it. Had a fucking
Yeah, it's Ewan McGregor, yeah.
Kenobi.
Yeah,
His name was
dude.
Christopher Robin.
Yeah, it was kind of a trip
But it was the OG Winnie the Pooh voice actors though. Like it wasn't.
for the rest of them. Yeah,
Yeah, like for Winnie and all them. Like it was like the voices. I was like, oh, okay. That's actually my childhood. So I think that's probably what did a lot for me. I was like, okay, it's not like they replaced all them. So it's a whole different story. It's not like they're just doing a live action of like an old Winnie the Pooh story. So I appreciated it because it felt like, oh, that's at least like a fresh take.
What hasn't gotten a live action remake that you feel like, okay, yeah, I'd want a live action remake?
How we didn't get the China reference. China. China.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can't really call certain movies live action when they're all entirely CGI. If you have, I feel like what, like maybe 90% live action cast, you should be able to call it live action. But
Lilo and Stitch is good.
I don't know. I don't know about Lilo and Stitch.
Dude, Bubbles? You remember Bubbles?
Cobra Bubbles, yeah.
You remember the two aliens that are trying to get Stitch back? What they look like?
Jumba and Pleakley.
Jumba, Pleakley. Jumba.
Did you guys ever watch the Disney Channel cartoon, right? Where they try to collect all, the show.
So sick. So sick.
I really like that show.
I really did too.
It had a very Pokemon element to it.
You know what I might be able to settle for, especially if they got like a couple of the original voice actors for some of the CGI characters that they'll have to do. No, we can't do a live action Toy Story. I mean, it's already too CGI. I mean, you could probably update the graphics, but I feel like that's too played out at this point. They made like 5 of them. I would be okay with Hercules, but keep Danny DeVito as you know what I mean.
So-
Voice, you know what I mean. Keep there's certain voice act. Woody Allen probably could still voice Hades, or you find someone decent. Like I would appreciate
Wait,
Hercules.
you're saying so having a live action person do it, but having like
The voice. No, you. I
Oh,
mean, well,
I
because
see.
he's
No,
a
sorry. Yeah,
singer.
I see.
You
Yeah,
can even
yeah,
still have
yeah.
Danny DeVito play film.
You're absolutely
He can
correct.
do it even a live action film himself. Just put him like in some
You're
makeup
absolutely
and
correct.
put him in a green suit. Like
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
you're
Like
absolutely correct.
I would love that. And I feel like he would be down
That'd
for
be
that.
hilarious.
You know what I mean?
I'd be down for that. So,
So I would be here for that because that's one of my favorite Disney movies.
there's
My
rumors
favorite
that
Disney songs.
there was rumors that Marvel is going to make the Hercules movie, right? That was a loose plot thread at the end of one of the Thor movies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That Hercules in particular was supposed to be a crossover character. Like, not only is he Marvel Hercules, but he's also previous
No, 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 no,
Disney
no, no, no,
Hercules.
no, no, no.
Hold on.
No.
Listen.
No. No.
Listen.
No.
It got canceled, so you don't got to worry about it, right? It got canceled, but like that was a proposed theory that they were going to conjoin that at the time, right? And could you imagine the actor that they got for that with Danny DeVito, right?
No,
And Chris Hemsworth, and
because
this
the
whole
actor
other
for that
cast of
wouldn't have worked
characters.
for the movie version, for
Yeah,
the Disney movie version.
but that would be crazy if they could pull that off in such a fashion. But no,
Yeah,
I don't. I think
you
you're gonna.
know, it'd be hard to like for me to think of who could play Hercules. Um, you know what I mean? It'd be
I want Tom Holland and everything.
he might be able to play the younger, skinny version, but then you might have to change it up or something. Because he wouldn't be able to play the Hercules.
No,
Like he wouldn't be able to have that buffer physique.
So in order to do Hercules, you'd have to do what they did for Captain America. Whoever they choose would have to get buff, and then they would have to superimpose their face onto a skinnier like person's
Yeah.
body for the first part of the film before he gets buff, right? But honestly, if you made a Hercules movie in the same style of Captain America, the First Avenger, you could just play off of those same story beats. Like you could literally
Yeah.
see the two movies feel parallels with one another.
Yeah, that's what I would want though. Like,
yeah.
don't change the story. Like, literally, just keep it the same and just
Mhm.
like adapt it. I mean, obviously, maybe a couple scenes might have to be a little bit different for just for certain things, but like ultimately, yeah, keep it the same.
Yeah.
Don't change too much. Keep the same. All the songs, but make sure that you do them justice. Don't fuck with the songs too much. Don't take liberties.
Don't
People
give
take
Disney any more
way too much
ideas.
liberties.
Don't give Disney any more ideas to ruin our favorite movies. I guess. I mean, let's keep Hercules as it is. What if Hercules is the last thing that we can keep precious?
Oh yeah, that's right. Winnie the Pooh did get banned in China.
I actually did not
I
like.
forgot about that.
I didn't like Mulan either, the live action one of that.
I don't think I
And
even saw that one.
new Captain America plays like a terrible Edward Horton Hulk movie. Oh, the latest one. Yeah,
I didn't really have too much interest to see that one yet.
I did see it. I liked certain parts about it, but I felt like again something that suffers from reshoots, something that suffers from heavy edits. It gets bogged down, and I feel like it just didn't pay off. But I do like Sam Wilson as the new Captain America, and I do like the storyline that they're choosing to take. I also appreciate that they're still keeping Chris Evans, Captain America, in the background. And they're like, hey, look, don't forget for Secret Wars and Avengers, like he's there, because I believe that, just as it is in the comics, like there's room for the both of them and such. Hercules was in the end of Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. The new Final Destination Bloodline movie go hard. I only watched the first two Final Destinations.
I have only seen I haven't seen them completely through. I can't remember. I've always seen like most of the deaths from the Final Destinations over the years through like YouTube clips, but dude, Final Destination is crazy, crazy. Right now, me and Chris are looking at the Smite tier list to see where our gods are placed, and this isn't accurate.
No, so this isn't like a tier list in terms of where gods rank in like playability. This what you're looking at is a tier list of where they rank in terms of their power, like who they are as gods. So it says primordial entities slash creators, and showing gods that are like creators of universes and everything,
Oh,
and then showing principal deities like pantheon leaders, and then showing people like Zeus and Odin who like they and Ra who roll over their areas.
gotcha. Man,
So
yeah,
it's
I was
just
looking at
showing,
that way wrong.
yeah. So it's showing like a tier list of where they rank in like their god system and like
I was being like, damn,
and their
She
and their
Belanke is
lore
ass.
essentially.
Bullet speed.
Yeah.
So bullet chain explosion.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin as Hercules. How about that? But not connected to the MCU. Well, good for that. Um, bullet train explosion. He said it's like speed, but in Japan on a bullet train. I thought you were referencing another movie. What's There's another movie called something else all about a train, but what's that actor's name? I can't. His full name. Train movie. I think Matt Damon is it? No.
Wait, what? Just final Broadway.
So it's also on a bullet train. Nope, that's not the movie. It's
You're
not.
thinking of the new one that just came out?
Yeah, recently. But it's not Matt Damon. It's a train movie.
Nothing.
Okay. Bullet Train, yeah, yeah, exactly. Bullet Train. There we go. Right. So Bullet Train with Brad Pitt, that's the movie I thought you were referencing, and I saw that movie in theaters with my brothers. That was sick. I was high as a kite watching that, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because of the cuts, they're hella quick, and then they go into the backstory of each of the different assassins in the movie, and then I'm like, "Well, what the fuck? Like, is this an entirely different movie?" Because like when they go into the backstories, they kind of shift like genres of what's been going on. I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what am I watching a different movie right now?" That's some good shit. Love that. Love that. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up soon because we gotta get started on we gotta get started on Smite because this guy's he's getting a little excited and we want to go ahead and make sure we got time for that. Thank you for joining us so far and thank you for always joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to join us next week on
Howard.
Talking High Culture,
Kobler.
where we join us in creating excitement. Juice.
Later. Thank you, everybody.